Wings were made of jello. Like, I'm talking legit, like, you could see the little pieces of fruit inside the jello. It's weird. Sorry about that. What's up, everybody? Eric here, Tabletop Haven, coming at you with a full Monty review of Kodachi. So, I do some after one-ish plays where it's kind of after I get the feel for a game, but then you have games like this where I know it, I love it, I can tell you about it, and I can tell you why this small box packs a big punch, and it's a real fun punch. Alright, so let's talk about Kodachi. Little package, little card game, that's what it is. But it has deck building, and it has push your luck. Push your luck, very near the top of my favorite mechanisms. I love it, I'm bad at it, but I love it. And deck building, I know some people are burnt out, not me, I like it, I'm a fan. Alright, so let's talk about Kodachi, because I'm going to tell you why I think this game is great. Alright, first of all, here you go, see, small package, real simple. It's got a little shuriken, height, cool. It's got these are some victory point tags, we'll discuss those in a little while. But, alright, so let's talk Kodachi. First things first, everyone is going to start with the same starting hand. It is going to give you 3 1s, 3 5s, 2 2s, 2 4s, and 2 of these ninjas, which can act as either a 3, all by itself, or it can give one of your other cards, one of these, plus or minus 1 value. So how the game plays out is pretty straightforward. You are going to be going through and battling ninjas. The idea, I believe, the story behind the game is you are attacking a rival's palace, I don't know, whatever you call it, but they're going to have a variety of guards. As you can see, you don't know what the guards are, but there's these red ones, there's brown ones, which are the regular guards, and these red ones that are scattered in that are kind of the elite guards. So they are going to be the ones that you're going to be battling. And how the game works is pretty simple. You have a hand of 6 cards. Let me just shuffle these up real quick for you to get a little 3, 6, boom. Alright, your starting hand. So you're going to take a look. And you're going to think, I got a 1, 2 2s, I got my 2 ninjas, and I got a 5. It's likely you're going to want to make a stealth run. What that means is when you're going stealth, that means you're going to be trying to get under whatever the target card is. If you go on the offensive, so this is the little, you'd mark that you're going stealth, because you're very, very sneaky. Oh yes, very sneaky. Or you can go aggressive, you can go attack route, which means you're going to try and get over the guard's number. So let's just say hypothetically this is our starting hand, and we're going to, you don't have to choose initially if you're going to go sneaky or if you're going to go attack, because you can see the first card flip, because the first card flip might be a 1, and then you're like, well, now what do I do? But let's say, okay, for example, you pull your 2. Alright, so I still think in this situation, even though it's a low number, we got a 2, I still think I would probably go underneath it. So then you're going to play your 1 to go underneath it. Now, as in most press your luck games, you can choose when you want to stop. So you could stop after one battle, or you keep going. Boom, we got a 5. Oh, that's good. We'll play one of our 2s on that. We've now defeated 2 baddies. Here we go. We got a 4. We're going to play our 2 on that. We've now defeated 3 baddies. Now we're in a situation here. Because we could play this as a 3. We could also play this as a 3 and then play this on top of it, which you could get it down to a 2, but that's the lowest we're going to get. So we need a 3 or higher. You can see it is a regular guard, so you know it's going to be a number 1 through 5, because the standard guards are all 1 through 5. Whatever, let's push our luck. It's a 1. Okay, we bust. We get nothing. Alright? However, every opponent at the table is going to get an opportunity to take one of the cards that are out. Now, when you're playing, you'll see that all of these, well, this is kind of strange, but all these cards have a symbol up at the top. These happen to be the same, but there are a variety of different ones. So you can see there's like this scroll, there's J Dragon, and so everyone at the table would be able to pick one of these, which are used for resources, which are used for buying cards. So anytime you flip a guard, you're going to flip a corresponding card to go on top of it. And this is potential cards that you can acquire over the course of the game. So, for example, this guy, he needs one of any symbol, and then a different one of any symbol. If it needed two of the same, it would just look like this with the number 2 on it, which means you need 2 of one particular symbol. But if you had 2 particular... now, if you bust, you don't get a chance to acquire any of these resources or any of these. You can't buy anything. Everyone else around the table can take either resource, or if they already have resources, they can then purchase one of these cards. And when you buy these, you'll see they have the same backs as your regular deck. These are going to get mixed into your deck. They count as whatever card value they are up at the top, and then they're also going to give you some sort of victory points at the end of the game, or money. I forget exactly what it is. So like for this guy, for example, for every gray card you have, which are like your ninjas, he's going to be worth 1 point at the end of the game. So the more ninjas you acquire over the course of the game, at the end of the game, this guy's going to give you more points. And so that's essentially the game. If you bust, it goes to the next person's turn. Then they make their run. So there's a few. Let's talk a little bit about the elite guards. Elite guards can look a couple different ways. They can have 2 numbers on them like this, which means if you're in stealth mode, you have to go under a 2. If you're in attack mode, you have to go over a 5. If this card comes up first, you can choose just like normal, but once you start a run as a stealth or an attack, you have to keep going for that run for the entirety until you decide to stop. But this guy will, he'll pop up and you'll have to either go under him or over him. This resource here, this is a wild resource, so that gives you, it can count as anything, which is a good thing. Alright, let's talk to some of the other elites here. This one here, here's another either, but she's super low. So if you're going stealth and you hit her, you have to go under a 0, which is possible. If we had our starting hand and we had a 1 and 2 negative ones, we could get under it. It's not equal to, it's under. So you'd have to use that 1 and the 2 negatives to get to a -1 to sneak past her. Here's another type of resource. She gives you that. There's one more in here I'd like to talk about. This guy here. You have to defeat both of these. It's like 2 separate guards on one card. So if you're going sneak, you have to go under a 3, under a 5. If you're going attack, you have to go over a 3, over a 5 to defeat this. Alright, so let's say I didn't bust there. Let's say I stopped after I defeated, what was it, 3? So when you choose to stop, the first 2, if you defeat 1 or 2 guards, you get to choose 1 card. After that, it goes up incrementally. So if you defeat 3 guards, you get 2 cards. 4 guards, you get 3. 5, 4, and so on and so forth. And there is the potential in this game to really chain things and get up to a real good chain going, because there are, within this deck that you can buy, there are more ninjas. So like this guy, he's a 0, and he lets you draw a card. So you can get more card draws on your turn. He's worth 1 victory point at the end. He 1 of any resource will let you buy him. But the ninjas are really where you can kind of get those chains going. Like this guy, he lets you switch stance in the middle of your run. So if you were attacking, you can now switch to stealth. He costs 2 of any one particular resource. He's worth 2 points at the end. But game, there is a little bit of, well, the game end triggers based on these cards here. And they have these little symbols here. And you will see they're correspondent to, there's 3 different stacks of this type of, I don't know if it's a flower or if it's some type of symbol. But first of all, he's worth 6 points at the end of the game. When you buy him, you also get to acquire one of these. These are, the first person who buys it is going to get 2, then 4, then 5. So it's kind of not opposite, but a lot of games you start with the bigger one, the first one to get it. This one you start with the smaller one and go. So the first person gets a 2, then a 4, then a 5. And then I think once any one player has 4 of them, that triggers endgame, or if all of them are gone. So like if you're playing a 4, I think it plays 2 to 4 players. But as you can probably tell, I'm a big fan of this game. I think it is criminally underrepresented. Like, I think it's just fantastic for people who like push your luck games. I think it's a really good one. I've played it a lot of times. Typically, I think the 2 and 3 player count. I don't know if I've ever played it at 4, but 2 and 3 is where I'm at with it. I haven't played it at 4. It might get a little chaotic, but whatever, it's fine. It has that kind of you're paying attention on other people's turns, because if they bust, then you have the opportunity to buy something. Also, if they don't bust, you have the opportunity to acquire something. So regardless of what they do, whether they bust or not, you are going to have the opportunity to acquire a card, which is cool. So you feel like you're always doing something, you're always invested, and it keeps you going in the game. Yeah, this is a fun one. It comes in a small package. You can take it anywhere. It doesn't take up a ton of table room. It's pretty much like you're making 2 rows of cards and then your hand of cards. Okay, the other thing in this game that I really like is at the end, so let's say I had this at the end of my hand and I had stopped or busted or whatever, you get to choose if you want to keep any and or all of these or discard, and you're going to drop to 6, so you could theoretically just be like, I think I'm probably going to end up, I think I have more higher cards, so I'm going to get rid of my 1, and then you're going to draw 3 new ones, and of course you drew 5 and 2 1s, so if you got rid of 5 and kept 1s, you get 3 1s. But so that ability to just kind of pick and choose what cards you want to get rid of at any particular time also gives you a little more agency in the game. It's not perfect, obviously, but then it's press your luck, and it's, you're going to run into things like that. But the ninjas with the mitigation, and yeah, so Kodachi, I'm a big fan. I think it should get more love, especially for people who like press your luck, because I think it's great. Yeah, love you. Thanks for watching. Keep on keeping on. I'm going to give you points. Let's do some points. It's a 9 for me. I think a 9. Pushing 9.5, but I think it's a 9. I think I'm coming in at a 9 on Kodachi because I think it's awesome. And we're going to go with 9 points plus a bonus 6 for a total of 15 points. If you want them, they're yours to have. And love ya. Keep on gaming. Have fun. Play games. Be good. Bye.